Welcome to Reckless Paradise, everyone. I am your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co-host, Dystro. Say hi.
Hello.
Happy 1st of December. It's the 1st of the month. Wake up, wake up,
The
wake up. It's the
first
1st
day
of
of
the
December.
month. Wow, we're into the very last month of 2022. Let's make it a good one, guys. Wow.
Yeah, like
It's crazy.
yeah, it's just crazy.
So
Hello.
thank you guys for joining us tonight. And as you guys can see, we have a guest. I was not expecting this tonight. We have a returning guest for the first time ever. Cory, say hi.
Hi.
If you guys remember, Cory was in our serial killers episode we did for Spoopy season 2 months ago. So it's good to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
I hope everybody is having a good week so far. Today has been stressful. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to record tonight because we had no power this morning for like a couple hours. I really thought we weren't going to get it back, but it came back early on in the day. So here we are.
Hey, at least you didn't wasn't like left in the dark or anything either.
Yeah, because
Haha.
chances are if my power wouldn't have come back on tonight, I wasn't going to be able to record. So, but we're here. So I hope everybody enjoys tonight's episode. Sit back, relax, enjoy. So before we get into tonight's topic, we need to pay tribute to somebody that just passed away, I think yesterday, right?
Either yesterday or the day before.
It was yesterday, just so you know.
Okay. So we are paying tribute to one of the most iconic front women of all time and 1/4 of Fleetwood Mac, Christine McVie. She had just passed away, I believe, either yesterday or the day before, at the age of 79. I guess she was battling an illness in the hospital. Stevie Nicks posted a really touching tribute letter to her on social media. I read it and I was like, wow, that is touching. They had a really close relationship inside and outside of Fleetwood Mac. Whoever's coughing, I hope y'all don't die on me because it's too soon to lose the people.
Dystro. God.
Choking on water. Shut up.
So, if you guys don't know who exactly Christine McVie is, she is one of the two female singers of Fleetwood Mac alongside Stevie Nicks. She was, I think, one of my most memorable songs from Fleetwood Mac that I can hear her in is Little Lies. That's like one of the most iconic songs of all time.
Yeah, it's like it's just this whole year. It's just been ups and downs for
We
a lot of
lost a
people.
lot of good people right at the freaking start of the year too.
Yeah.
Wow, it was crazy. So I guess we're just paying a little tribute to her. May her soul rest in peace. And I am so sorry to all the Fleetwood Mac fans out there, and her friends and family, and even the members of Fleetwood Mac, like Lindsey Buckingham, Mick Fleetwood, and Stevie Nicks, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into tonight's episode. So we are continuing our Nostalgia Days series. Yes, you heard that right. We're actually almost done the Nostalgia Days series. Unfortunately, so sad. I could cry. So tonight we're getting into some nostalgic toys. Now, when I'm talking about toys, I'm talking about like toys that we had as kids, and then toys that we had always wanted as kids but never got. So
This is gonna be interesting.
yeah, because we got two boys here, and I'm the only girl here. So, and we got two 2002 kids, and we got a what? What year were you born again, Dystro?
98.
Damn, you old bastard.
God, you're old.
Don't make me feel like I am already old than I already am, okay?
Nobody likes you when you're 23, Dystro.
Hey, I'm gonna be 24 in like 20 days, so shut up.
Damn,
It's
you know what that comes with? It comes with having to sign up for AARP, too.
No, that's my old folks' age. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm going to start first because I have so many fucking toys in my head, like that I played with as a kid, and one of the biggest ones was probably fucking the Littlest Pet Shops.
No. I
Cory,
know your obsession.
Save the obsession for the fucking end.
You're
Save
not.
it
But
for
you're
the-
lying. But you're lying though.
I said one of the biggest ones, Cory.
No, your biggest one, which was.
Save it for the end. We're saving it for the end. We're saving the big shit for the end.
Okay.
Chill.
Okay. I
I'm
got you.
starting out with something that literally almost everybody knows, which is Littlest Pet Shops. I had a whole bunch of them as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I could hear Dystro already. He's like, "Oh, this is gonna be a shitty episode."
As long as we don't go on a tangent about Littlest Pet Shop, I'm good.
Well, I mean, I actually like them though. Like, I don't even know if they make them anymore. That's the sad thing. Like, I've like looked at Walmart, like just for the hell of it, like because like sometimes I go look for like wrestling figures to collect, and I haven't seen anything Littlest Pet Shop in years. I had a game as well for that connects to your TV. I had one of those. I had one of the plushies, and it came with like a code, and you type it in on the fucking. There was like a game online you could play as well. I don't even think it exists anymore, but like it was so cool. Like, oh my god, I'm sure those little pet shops are still upstairs in the garage somewhere, like in a bin. Like, I had a lot of them, but yeah. All right, Dystro, what's the toy that you remember playing with growing up?
I remember playing with, like, I think everybody had probably these back in the day, like G.I. Joes.
Ooh, G.I. Joes. What the fuck is
Yeah.
that? 'Cause I'm
It's
a girl.
it's like the equivalent to like, it's like the girl's equivalent to like Barbies. So it's like
okay.
little men like action figures, and so then you just go pow pow pow, you know, and like, it has like maybe like a kung fu grip or something. Pow 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 pow.
Oh my god.
Oh
Maybe
my
it has like
god.
a little kung fu grip or something.
See,
And
this
there's
is what
like
I mean. It's like this is gonna be big. It's gonna be like different because like I'm a girl and y'all are guys. Like y'all are
it,
gonna have your toys. I'm gonna have my toys. Like
it's like, okay, if you think about it in a way, it's like there's a storyline behind all this GI Joe stuff. There's like the heel side, and then there's the face side. It's like, I know I'm using wrestling logic here. Sue me, I don't care. But it's like the GI Joes are like, they're the good guys and stuff, and they used to have like an old like TV show back in the day, and at the end of the episode, they would have like a life lesson sort of thing. It's like, hey, don't play around with wires or anything. They had even fucking Sergeant Slaughter as a GI Joe.
oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Wow, I gotta look into this now.
It's corny. It's like I think like late 80s cheese,
Oh my god.
but it's
Look into
fun.
this.
Yeah, it's awesome. I remember having like so many of them, and I don't know what I did with them, but I think I gave them to like a little like kid or something like that, or I gave it to Goodwill or something. I can't remember.
Oh man. So Cory,
Yeah.
what about you? What about you? What's one toy that you used to play with when you grew up as a kid?
My obsession toy was Hot Wheels and Matchbox.
Oh, fucking
I
Hot
have-
Wheels.
Yeah, that was the biggest obsession. Every time I would go, every time I go to Kmart,
Oh my god.
running-
When that was
I
a
would-
thing.
Yeah, Kmart was a thing. We would every time we go in, the cars were $1, and I always got one if I was good on the trip into Kmart.
Cory
So it was
being
it was a good way to keep me good.
Cory being good. Jeez.
Shocker.
No,
That's a
I'm always
shocker.
good. I'm always good.
Considering we went to school together, Cory.
Just because we're school together.
Doesn't mean.
Gosh. Anyways, yeah, I know about Hot Wheels. I know all that stuff.
Yep.
Obviously, I didn't fucking collect those.
I did.
Wasn't into that.
I remember collecting some too.
I
Like, didn't
still
they
have
have
all
like
of
the?
them.
Didn't they have like the racetracks too? Like you
Mhm.
could build.
Yeah.
I had all of it. I had the racetracks. I had the whole town set up.
Oh wow.
I had a lot. I was really big into. I still have everything too.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
wow.
It is sitting in my old bedroom toy chest. All of them. Every single car I've owned. And this toy chest is huge.
Oh man, I want to come over now.
I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, a little tiny toy chest. I mean, this thing is the size of a dresser. That's how big it is.
I've got toy chests up in the garage that are about that size as
I could
well.
I could just imagine like he just opens up the dresser and just the whole thing
The
is
whole
just like
thing is
set
toy
up.
car. It is. That is literally how it is. They're covered with blankets too.
It just goes, yeah. It's just.
Now, another thing that I used to collect were Bratz dolls. I was not into Barbies. I just was not. I always preferred the Brat dolls over Barbies. I don't know if it's just because they were like a little bit bigger, like proportion wise. Um, I always loved Bratz dolls. I have one of the Bratz movies. I don't remember which one it is. It's one where they go to the desert. I remember that, and there's like a genie or something. I had that. I had the movie. I had a shit ton of dolls. My grandmother had a whole bunch of Bratz dolls in a suitcase that I think one of my older cousins had, and I guess she's left them there. So I don't even know what the story is behind it. But eventually, I ended up getting that suitcase full of Bratz, and it was like fucking a dozen of them, and I didn't have any of them at the time. So I was like, okay, I need these for my collection. I don't know what happened to all my Bratz. I know I have some here up in the garage, but I don't have all of them. I don't know what happened to half of them. I loved them. Like, I really did. Like, I don't know. I think it's just because, like, I used to, like, styling their hair, like, braiding it and stuff, and just, like, doing all sorts of shit with it. That's actually how I learned how to put up my own hair by myself, just using a Brat doll. I learned by myself. That's also how I learned to braid, too.
Oh boy.
All right, what's another one for you, Dystro?
It was like I remember like my mom. This is like my mom collecting these, but like I remember used to collecting like Beanie Babies when I was growing up,
Oh my god, yes.
and like my mom had like a freaking not a suitcase full of them, but like a tub full of them,
Yep.
and like she was like she's like she was like, you never know. She's like, some of these might be worth money someday. And I was like looking on like line and stuff like that. I was like, mom? I was like, and I showed her, and she's like, well, see, look at that. Like, you hold on to them for so long and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just like, and I think we're like getting like we were like moving from Tennessee down to here and stuff like that. And we just were like gonna be like, oh yeah, we are probably gonna sell them to like make some money and stuff like that. But like there were some of them that were like they were like not that like expensive or well known sort of thing. So it's like they weren't like making much money. And then there were some that were like a couple $100 or something like that. But if they were like in good condition or something.
My mom, same thing. She had Beanie Babies. I did too. I don't know what happened to them. My mom said the same thing. They're gonna be worth money someday. And like ever since she said that about a Beanie Baby, I'm like, okay, what if the rest of my toys are gonna be worth money someday?
Right.
Like that's how I am right now with like my wrestling figures. Like I don't take them out of the box. I keep them in the packaging. I keep them in like an actual like cardboard box, not damaged, free of scratches and dust and stuff like that. Like that's how I am. I collect them now. Like ever since I've had that marked in my head that shit can be worth money if you save it and keep it in good condition. Like my CDs too. Like I don't fucking use them. I just collect them.
I mean, hey, it's like if you have signatures on them and stuff like that, and if that person who you're selling it to is like a collector and stuff like that, they're gonna be worth money.
They're gonna be
Of course
all
they
over
are.
your ass.
Like, hey man, hey.
So Cory, your turn.
Yeah. Oh, hold on 1 second. Oh, jeez, something's in my throat today. I don't know. Something's in my throat. Another one was Pokemon cards.
Oh no.
Oh yes, I remember that. I remember that phase of my life.
I remember that phase because I'm still in that phase. Me and Caleb collect together.
Oh,
and we
cute.
have a whole setup. Like in our living room, we have an entire shelf dedicated to nothing but rare cards that we have and just Pokemon tins and and our lizard, of course. We have our lizard on that shelf too because that's cool.
My friend Jaden, who I go to the fair with, she's my fair partner in crime. If you're listening, hi, I miss you. She is a Pokemon fanatic as well. She collects Pokemon cards. She has, I don't know if she has any Pokemon like plushies or anything. I myself was never into it. I'm not a Pokemon person. I never really understood it. Like, it's just not for me.
I don't understand the game.
Yeah, like
I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand how to. Don't care how to play the game. It's literally just the cards. Like that's all I really care about. Because ever since I got with Caleb, that's been our obsession. It's just Pokemon. Well, his obsession. I've just followed along with it, and it's enjoyable. But I mean, some of those cards are worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Just depending which ones you get, you have to have very rare cards. And obviously, these cards are 20, 30 years old. So
yeah, and it's like the amount of like rarity for them too. It's just like it's like once you get that rare, it's just like, oh shit, like this could be worth money. It's like just never know.
My most expensive card I know I have for me personally is like $58. But the ones that Caleb has are worth like hundreds. I mean, like he sells them too. You know, he'll sell them too, because it's not about the fact. He thinks of it the money factor too. But I mean, I think of it as the cool factor. Like some of my cards, I won't give up because I just think they look cool, and obviously they're worth something. But
that's like going back to the figures, like the wrestling figures I have. I have the original Orange Cassidy figure that came out, the very first one, not the recent one that just came out, where he's wearing a different shirt. I have the original one where he was wearing his portrait shirt. It's just a picture of his face, the yearbook picture or whatever they called it. I have that one, and it's still hard to find now. So like, and I got the last one they had on Amazon that year, and that was like 2 years ago. But yeah, so my biggest obsession. So this is literally my biggest obsession. And Cory, don't fucking start. Let me talk.
If it's what I'm thinking.
Yes, it is what you're fucking thinking.
Okay.
It's those fucking, they still exist apparently. It's those fucking La La Loopsy dolls. I fucking loved those things growing up. My parents were like, that's such a waste of money, because they were like $10 for like a tiny little figure, but they also had the big ones too for like $20-$25. Now I still have these, half of them at least. Half of them are here in the garage. The other half are at my mom's, somewhere in that mess of a house. Yeah, I had a shit ton of the little ones. I had maybe 50 of them, maybe more. And then I had, I think, 2 or 3 of the big ones. I had the mermaid too. And then I had, my sisters have the babies. They're like the big versions of the little ones, like the little babies or whatever. Basically, it's like the big sisters, little sisters, little sister ones they had. I have the movie, the original movie that came out. I had a fucking YouTube channel dedicated to that fucking shit. Because that was the thing back in the day. That was the thing. There was like a whole bunch of other content creators who were doing the same thing as me at the time. I remember one of my videos got like 10,000 views, which was like huge for me as a fucking 6th grader. Like,
oh boy, I remember those fucking commercials.
I'm gonna backpedal off of yours, what you said, Marissa.
Okay.
I'm very positive that I was in one of your videos back then too.
Wait, were you?
I'm pretty sure I was.
Oh my god, I don't fucking remember.
And you used to do the Lala News. I remember you doing that.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I remember that very well. I am still subscribed to your. I just looked at it
there in years. Because the thing is, I took that idea from another person's channel. Like I took their idea. I was actually really close with one of the content creators, and I actually won a couple of giveaways from them. So that was kind of cool, and I got some really cool items, you know, that were Loopsy back in the day. They actually just came out and re-released a whole bunch of new Lala Loopsies because they just hit their 10th anniversary of like being a toy. So I was like, really? They have them at Walmart again? Like after all these years, I haven't seen them in like 5 or 6 years. I'm like, they have them now? I just saw them like last year at Walmart when I was Christmas shopping. So I was like, wow, like I can't believe they're actually still a thing. Like fucking 20-year-old me is just like sitting here like, wow, my childhood toy still exists.
Well, that's just the same thing with like Pokemon. I mean, that still exists too. So
yeah, and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I was never a Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I
I
never.
was always a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, but I watched a little bit of the show. I was just more into the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Right.
That's my thing. I was just more into the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I didn't give a shit about the story. I don't give a shit about fucking Joey Wheeler and his New Jersey accent or Joey Wheeler, like freaking acting like a fake ass Italian. It's just like I just never really cared for it, but I just grew up just with the Pokemon
Right.
cards. My cousin got into it. Like I grew up like in when I was still in middle school and high school, like a lot of my friends were playing like D&D, Magic,
Mhm.
and like Yu-Gi-Oh and all that stuff. I'm like, I want to play that, and I had like a good like solid deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I think I had gave them to a friend of mine, and they never gave it to me back.
They knew what it'd be worth one day.
It could be worth shit for all I know, because it was like there were some good cards in there, like Time Wizard and all that, and I'm like, oh my god, like. But besides the point, my biggest obsession was Nerf, like Nerf.
My fucking cousins were too.
I
Both of them.
I loved Nerf only because you could just think of like these dumb scenarios or something like that, and it's just like, yeah, you're shooting like rubber darts, but it's just like it's fun.
My cousins had a shit ton of fucking Nerf guns. They probably still have them at my freaking aunt's house.
My friend does. My friend has like one of my coworkers from work, like he has like Nerf like guns and darts and stuff like that, and we were like yeah, one day we're gonna have to like go to the park or something and just shoot Nerf darts at each other.
I gotta send you guys a video on Discord after. My cousin Nate, if you guys remember Nate, everybody, who was actually in a recent episode where we talked about commercials. I believe he was in part 1. So if you guys want to check it out, go ahead. It was Nostalgia Days, Commercial Days Part 1. So my cousin, back in the day, did a Nerf gun review. He has 2 reviews up on one of his old channels on YouTube. I'm going to send it to you guys on Discord later. But
way to expose Nate.
This was from 8 years ago. And this is like pre-puberty. Like, you can tell like his voice is so squeaky. But it just goes to show they had a shit ton of Nerf guns when they were kids. And like, I would be surprised if they still have them somewhere in that house. That was the big thing back in the day. I think they still make Nerf guns to this day.
Yeah, they still do, I think, kind of.
Oh, yeah, they do.
It's like there's like so many new toys and like trends coming out now. It's just like it's hard to keep up with now.
Oh, agreed. So, Cory, what's another one for you, man?
I really wasn't a big toy person. More or less the Hot Wheels and the Pokemon cards, but God, I'm trying to think. I mean, I wasn't obsessed with dolls. Oh, I know. Jesus. What are they called? Friggin' They were on your keychains. You know what I'm talking about?
Neopets?
Oh,
Not Neopets. I was obsessed with that too, but that was a video game.
Things.
That was a video game though.
Yeah.
It goes on your keychain. It was a 90s toy, but I had tons of them. Tamagotchis.
Oh, Tamagotchis?
Oh, yes. They
Yeah.
still make those.
I did not know that. Yeah, I used to have tons of those.
I wish I had
Because
one.
I'd always killed my pets.
It's like you just like one day it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like I feed you 7 times a day. What more do you want?
What more do you want from me?
This is a really good toy to switch gears on, because now I want to get into toys that we had always wanted as kids but never had. So I'm going to let Cory start with this one. What's one toy you always wanted but you never got as a kid?
You know, sucks to this day because I'm so upset because they still make them. And I'm an adult now. I have adult money, but I can't just go out and buy it. Because I would be seen as foolish. But I always wanted the Hummer, like you know how the Gators, you know what I'm talking about? The one
Yeah.
that you drive outside and you were a kid and you felt like a baller. I wanted
Oh.
a Hummer one, and I wanted it in red. I wanted it for 3 Christmases, and I never ever got it. I was pissed. I did get the Gator though. I got the Gator, and I had the John Deere tractor, but I wanted the Hummer because my sister always said, "Oh, I'm going to be a lawyer, and I'm going to drive a Hummer." So it was just me rubbing it in her face that I got one before her, and I never got it. I never got it.
Aw.
But it's not too late because my sister still don't have a Hummer.
Ooh.
Major flex.
Yeah.
Dystro, what about you?
I'm probably gonna say like toys. Let's see. I mean, I could probably go out and get wrestling figures and stuff like that, but it's like
Join the dark side.
join the dark side. We have cookies.
Yeah, but remember, Marissa, he's from 97. We're from
98.
98.
Okay, 98. Whoops. Okay, he's from 98. He doesn't want to join the dark side. He doesn't have the
Wow,
chops.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Anyways,
Fuck you too.
Dystro,
All good jokes. All good
were you
jokes.
saying wrestling figures? Is that going to be one of yours?
I would say maybe wrestling figure, but it's like I was about to say, would you like say like, well, this is more adult thing, but like Funko Pops would be like another obsession of
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like
That's a
common.
normal obsession, though.
Like I want to try to collect Funko Pops, but it's like the thing is that they're super fucking expensive.
We have a
oh
few
like-
of
my
them here.
God.
We own a
Oh
few
my
of them.
At Walmart, just before Black Friday, they had AC/DC Funko Pops. They had a set of 5. It was Brian, Angus,
Angus.
Malcolm,
Phil.
I'm Phil. Who the fuck's...
The band.
Oh, and Cliff. Because the thing is, they had multiple drummers
Mhm.
over the
I know.
years, so it was the 5 original members with Brian Johnson. It was $50 for 5. For 5 of those figures in a box, it's $50. Like, I can see if you're like
Up.
I can see
Mm.
if you're like an AC/DC
Literally.
collector, but like I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, it's
And I
like,
am an AC/DC fanatic and collector, but like I don't have that kind of fucking money.
but it's like I would want to start collecting things, but I think just for me as like a person and stuff, that's like I would probably not like give it the proper like attention sort of thing, like to keep it like, because I'm like one of those people like I like want to take it out of the box
Yeah.
Right.
and like use it like try to make like a stop motion sort of film sort of thing with it. Like there's some people that do that are freaking magicians at that shit, because I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd just be like one movement and it's done. Okay. You know?
Right.
And it's like the whole mission has failed. It's like I like there's like things that I want to collect, but I just never have the right time to collect them. And that's just on me because I'm like, you know, like I work and stuff like that, and it's like after work, it's like I'm just like, yeah, I just want to go home and just sleep the rest of the day away. But I mean, maybe someday I will, but you never know.
Yeah, pick yourself up a fucking John Moxley figure. I need to get one of those next. So one thing I always wanted as a kid, but never got as a kid. They don't make this anymore, I don't think. This was Nickelodeon Gak. They brought this back from the 90s. This was a toy back in the 90s from the movie Gak. If you guys are 90s babies, you might remember that. I've never watched it, but I found out about Gak through YouTube. It's like this really stretchy, like slime kind of thing. You can stretch it, bounce it. You can blow bubbles with it with a straw. They had scented Gak, I believe, at one point. They had fucking birthday cake scented one, bacon scented one. I always wanted it. I never got it as a kid. And I'm so fucking mad because I've always wanted it. It's so cool. Like they had glow in the dark. They had the fucking. I think they had like the bubble blowing machine as well. You could use with it. I used to watch a toy reviewing YouTube channel called Lucky Penny Shop. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I used to love watching Lucky Penny Shop. I still check it out here and there to see how this guy's doing. He has 2 million subscribers, I believe, on YouTube. He's been doing this for a very long time. That's how I found out about GAC. I've always fucking wanted it as a kid. And I'm so mad that I don't think it exists anymore. Ugh.
You know, now that you bring that up, I wanted that as a child as well.
You too? Oh my god.
Yes, but the only difference between me and you is I actually did get it.
Oh, fuck you. You're fucking lucky.
I actually did get it as a child. It was actually a stocking stuffer, which is, if you don't believe me, I'm pretty sure I have a picture of me. Actually, no. You know where mine ended up? It ended up underneath my bed forever, and I completely forgot about it. It dried into the carpet. It is still at my parents' house. It is this big green blob. I don't know what happened to it.
Flubber, no.
I just don't know how it happened, but I will send you, when I go back to my mother's for Christmas, I will send you the picture of the gigantic green blob that is sitting on my blue carpet. I had to move my bed to cover that until I turned 18.
Wow.
Oh my god.
They never knew. And my old bed is still there to this day, and it's covering the gack that's been there since I was like, who knows when.
Oh my god, that is so fun. I'm gonna have to fucking text you on Christmas Day and be like, hey.
Yeah, you're gonna have to remind me about that because I will probably forget.
I'll text you on like Christmas Eve or something.
Yeah.
We have time for a couple more. So Cory, go ahead. What's another toy you'd always wanted but never got as a kid?
Oh, another easy one. I always wanted the kitchen set.
Yes!
I always wanted the full kitchen with this. They made the sound. You can run the little water and it trickle, and you can like turn on the stove and it like make a clicking noise. It was so fun. I never did get one though. I never got. I didn't. So I got GAC.
I had the Dora's talking kitchen set as a kid.
Vamonos!
And I had the fucking cash register too.
I wanted that as well.
I still have the cash register.
I never got that. I did get the play money, but I never got the register.
I still have the cash register. It's up in the garage. The fucking drawer on it broke though. Like it broke off. It don't work anymore. Obviously, batteries are gone. But yeah, I still have that.
I'm mad.
My kitchen set is at last time I knew it was at my mom's. I don't know if she threw it out because it was dirty because I passed it down to my sisters, obviously. But man, like how I thought every kid had a kitchen set as a kid.
Nope, I never did.
Wow.
And I never got one because I'm just.
You're too old. We know. No, you're too old. Don't lie.
Hey, shut up.
Poor Dystro. Oh, we're just attacking him tonight.
Hey, don't make fun of my age.
All right, Dystro.
Don't worry. I'll attack Marissa next. I'll post her Lollapalooza
don't
Facebook.
Don't start. All right, Dystro. What about you? What's another one for you, man?
I can't think of any like at the top of my head because like I didn't like like every time like we've had talk about this, Marissa, like when we would write these like long lists like for Christmas or birthday or something like that, and we give it to our parents, like, yeah, can you please buy this and stuff like that, and they go, I'll see what I can get, and it's just like they get like the knockoff version of that shit, or they'll get like something closer to it but not similar. It's like that's what, or they just don't get it at all. It's like that's what happened to me because my mom, like, she was a single mom, like she was like working her ass off doing like CNA stuff, and it's like she didn't have the type of money to like get me like everything that I wanted. Like I was just grateful that she got me something at all.
Right.
But it was like if I had to pick something, like it would probably just be Nerf. Like that's like my easy answer because like I could not think of anything because I've always wanted it as a kid, but I just never got it. only because my cousins at the time, like, they were just total shitheads about it, and they were making my aunt's life kind of like a living hell with the.
That sounds like my fucking aunt.
And she was like, "Would you please stop cocking that gun?" And he goes, like, she's like, "I'm gonna break this little shit in half."
Oh my god. So,
But
yeah. Oh my god. So I do have one more for a toy that I had always wanted but never got. This will be the last one for the episode. A fucking easy bake oven. I never had
brother.
one of those, and I always wanted one. Never got one.
I did.
Oh no!
But I did get the kitchen. I did get an easy bake oven. Actually, it wasn't mine. It was my sister's, but I did get one.
Hey, that's a compromise.
Well,
You know what?
You got a third of the kitchen.
The muffins that they had, they were good to me at the time, but they're always raw. But I was a fat little boy, so I still ate it.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, these cupcakes are kind of raw. It's like,
it's just soup.
I still ate it.
It's like, it's like, oh, good, sweetie. He's like,
just dying.
Well, Cory got a third of the kitchen at least.
Yeah, I mean, we tried. I mean, it was a compromise, but we did it.
It's like, I was making dinner while you're still at work. Where the fuck were you?
I know. It's like I'm slaving away making these cupcakes. And you turn me down?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh my god. Sounds like Cory, like when I fucking rejected him. I don't know if I've ever rejected him, but
I don't think you've ever rejected me. I've rejected you.
Wow, that's cold. Okay, we're gonna end this episode here. But on a serious note, that is gonna conclude Nostalgia Days, Toy Days. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this kind of brought back a sense of nostalgia to you guys, because that's the goal of this series. We only have, I think, one episode left of Nostalgia series, and I believe it's Tech Days. I don't think we're gonna do that until 2023. That'll be in 2023 in January. We will be doing that. We will be wrapping up Nostalgia Days, unfortunately. But we've had some pretty good guests on the show for Nostalgia Days. We had Cory on here now. We've had my cousin Nate on here. We had my good friend Hunter on here, who Cory knows very well.
I wish I was here for that one. You should have invited me.
Oh my god, I gotta get you and Hunter on an episode.
It would be wonderful.
It'd be chaos.
4 people talking at the exact same time?
3 boys and a girl. Oh my god. Alright, so we got a couple things to discuss before we wrap up tonight's episode. One being our next episode, which will be this Sunday. This Sunday, we are talking about some of the most memorable drummers of all time. We're going to kind of get into this a little bit with other parts of like a band. Like, we're going to start with drummers for this episode, and then like another episode in 2023 we're going to do like vocalists and then guitarists and even bass players or the keyboard players. Like, we're going to get into this. Like, it's time to recognize some of these band members for what they do, and I feel like drummers are one of the most underrated people in a band next to the bass player. So we're going to start with drummers first. I think it's going to be a good episode. This is right up your alley, Dystro.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
Oh, I've got some good ones that right off the top of my head. I'm not even going to tell y'all because y'all are going to have to wait till Sunday. So if you guys are interested in hearing about this, be sure to tune in this Sunday. Dystro, what is our song of the night for tonight?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So, since we are talking about like nostalgic toys and stuff like that, and no, it's not going to be the Lala Loop, the Lala Loopsy song or anything either. Fuck that song.
Yeah, fuck that song.
So I went with an old school band that has a album like kind of based around it, based around like toys and stuff, and it's Aerosmith. It's Aerosmith, and it's Toys in the Attic.
Yeah, okay. I think my dad has that album here. I just remembered that.
So I'm gonna go with that for my song of the night.
So, Toys in the Attic from Aerosmith. That is our song of the night. I don't think I've listened to it yet, but my dad has the album, so I'm going to have to take a listen to that. So, if you guys are interested in hearing that tonight, be sure to go click on the top right-hand corner of the video. It should be towards the end, where the link will pop up. So, yeah. If you guys stuck around to the very end, we greatly appreciate your support. As usual, be sure to go follow us on social media by clicking on the link in the description below, which will take you to our link tree, which is everything that you guys need, such as Dystro's gaming YouTube channel, which just hit 100 subscribers yesterday.
Woo.
So congrats to him. We hit the goal.
Yeah.
So go subscribe to him if you guys haven't done so already. Also, be sure to go follow us on Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, TikTok, basically almost every social media you can think of. So be sure to go follow us to stay up to date with the podcast in case technical difficulties happen. We can't upload almost like today. Again, be sure to go check out Song of the Night. And thank you again, Cory, for joining us for another episode. You're our first time that we've had a returning guest. So consider yourself special.
I'm always
That's an honor.
It's a huge honor. So again, thank you for joining us, Cory. And thank you guys for joining us. And we'll catch you guys this Sunday. Peace.
Peace.